Welcome back, you sexy, cute, amazing, articulate, magnificent,
He's really not this obnoxious in real life.
phenomenal. What's another one? Succulent.
No. Yeah, actually, you
Anime
know what? I
lovers.
changed my mind. He is this obnoxious in real life.
We are back
Good
with
lord,
a
this is fucking ridiculous. What are you doing, dude?
with-
You couldn't even get through it.
Whoa! Did you see that?
Oh my
We are
god.
back with
This
a
fucking starting
special
energy, dude. I swear to God.
episode. Special.
Oh,
We
Jesus.
are getting into my
Yo, I'm pretty sure that dude is Stain.
hero
All right, maybe it's not Stain.
vigilantes.
I knew that nigga was Stain. I fucking knew it. I fucking
Yeah.
knew it was him.
Yeah. When did you know?
Right from the jump. Right from the jump.
Wait, when you just saw him fuck
Yeah,
some dude
when I
up with a
saw the swords,
katana?
I was like, "Oh, that's Stain. That's fucking dope." I didn't know Stain wore a mask in the past, and then I didn't see him lick any blood, and I was like, "Oh, is it not Stain? Because I'm pretty sure that's Stain." Just so you guys know, we are going to be covering My Hero Vigilantes episodes 1 through 6. So we're all caught up on the current run right now. We don't fucking read mangas. God damn, I can't get
Shoo!
words out right now. Holy
Yeah.
shit. This is the
Yeah,
start of the
man.
fucking show and I'm already fucking up.
Yeah.
All right?
A little rough.
But the energy's here. The energy's
A little
fucking here
rough.
cuz I'm already irritated. And luckily the
Yeah.
rage fuels me.
Yeah.
It
You sound a
fucking
little stuffy
fuels
waffled
me.
too.
Oh, dude,
You a
I'm
little
always
stuffy waffled?
I'm stuffy waffle.
Yeah.
Where the is that a fucking thing that
I
people
just thought of
say?
it right now.
Just
No,
thought of it right now.
just thought of it
I'm
right
a
now.
fan, sir. You keep it up.
Yeah.
You tell everybody
Yeah,
there.
no.
Stuffy
But
waffle.
my big question to you, with the exception of never hearing the word stuffy waffle or words
Okay.
stuffy waffle before,
Okay.
where did you first hear about vigilantes? And did you know it was about to come out?
I
Did you
did.
know it was a thing?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, when the fuck did you hear about
Yeah.
vigilantes and them deciding to make it?
Yeah, so my anime circles, the ones I
Right.
roll in, are a lot more diehard, I believe, than the circles you roll in. I did know so when My Hero was coming out, like I would say season 4
Motherfuckers
or
breathe
5.
that shit.
Yep. Like
Yeah.
4 or 5, I did hear that there was a My Hero Vigilante like spin-off that was super popular, the manga was. And
Mhm.
I've known about Vigilantes the manga and it just being a product of My Hero for a really, really long time.
Okay.
I can't tell you the exact time. I would say bare minimum a year, just to be safe, but I'm pretty sure it's been maybe 2 years, minimum,
Right.
but just to be safe, we'll say a year. But yeah, and so I did hear about it when it was coming out, and I heard it was really popular, and I heard it was really good. And then I did
Okay.
hear about it coming out. I'm
Mhm.
not gonna lie, I think the first 3 episodes came out before I was finally like, all right, let me give it a watch. Like I knew when it was coming out. There was some excitement about it in the anime circles that I'm in, but
Mhm.
it wasn't like fucking My Hero hype. It wasn't, Solo Leveling hype. It wasn't any of the big hypes that we've gotten, especially as of
Yeah, it's just
recently.
a side. Yeah,
Because
it's just a side thing.
recently in particular, like since I would say since JJK season 2, shows have been getting a lot more hype than I've seen in a very long time.
JJK might have
Started that, you think?
yeah, might
It's
have kind
very
of injected some energy in the
in the anime
community.
community. That's a fair argument. I think you could make
Yeah.
that genuine argument. Um,
Yeah.
but there's been a lot of hype around a lot of shows coming out lately, and this one did not have that level of hype. It was being talked about. I did know a lot of people who were excited about it, but the level of excitement was like normal, like, hey, a show I like is coming out kind of thing. You know what I mean? It
Uh-huh.
wasn't like blown up. It
It
wasn't.
didn't have a Frieren hype. It didn't have a
Well, Frieren didn't
Kaiju
have
number
as
8
much
hype.
hype when it was coming out either. It
Well, that's
had
insane
it
for
had
it
a
to have
lot of
made it
hype.
as far as
Yeah,
it
it
did.
got a lot of hype as the show was progressing, but Frieren didn't actually have a ton of hype, at least in my circles.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
fuck if I know
I
if
didn't know
it's
that.
out there in the world. You know what I mean? Like if
Well, I don't
everybody knew and
do we know
I'm
the
the only
manga
one.
sales? I know you looked them up.
Yeah, it
The
was like
manga sales on Frieren?
13.2 million, dude. It's like
Yep,
third place.
exactly. Yeah, in
Everybody
like
knows
3
that,
weeks,
man.
no?
I looked that up. Yeah, easy. Easy 3 weeks, dude.
Yeah,
Looked it up right now in my head.
that's
It's a real
insane.
fact I just made up.
Yeah.
But but that's how I heard about it. And then like I said, because like we've had this conversation, My Hero used to be in my top 3. It definitely did. It's definitely
They
fallen out of
kinda
my
needed this. They
it
kinda needed this show,
it
the
fell out of my
Vigilante.
top 3.
Yeah.
And at this point, I just want it to end. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, "All right, I enjoy it. It's not in my top 3 anymore. It's not even in my top 5." Uh,
This show d this show does kinda remind you of how good it used to be.
it does. It really does. It's so upsetting.
It's
And
like an injection of that trigger shit, but, like, for
well,
the my we're getting, like, My Hero,
yeah,
like, "Oh, My Hero!"
I know, like
You know?
I like a couple of things they did with it. So I like
Yeah.
the comic book style animation. Uh, not only do I just like the overall feel of the animation and just the effort in the animation, but I like that they changed the whole like direction of it, right? So we all know it's part of the My Hero world. It's My Hero Vigilantes. But they could have easily just kept the animation the same. You know, we already saw the cameos and all that stuff. But they almost cemented it as a different show by changing up the animation style. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it was smart.
Yeah, I really like that they did that. The
It
other
distanced
thing,
itself from
right.
My
And
Hero
then the other
Academia.
thing too is like My Hero, I would very easily say is a kid appropriate show. Like I would say My
Yeah.
Hero is a kid appropriate show. My Hero Vigilantes, I would not call that kid appropriate. Um
Yeah, no.
definitely you could be younger, you know, like
You could
middle
be in
school,
your,
high
like, high
school,
school.
yeah,
Yeah.
end of middle school, high school and watch it, but it's
Yeah.
definitely not the same kid level as My Hero is, and I like that they
Right.
did that too. There were a couple of times where I literally wrote down, I was like, "Is this a kid show or is this like more geared towards an older crowd?"
Yeah, I
And then
mean,
like I would say
yeah.
like there's a couple episodes like in the middle where they were
Uh-huh.
like, "Nope, we're geared towards the older crowd, and we're gonna go ahead and put a stamp
Yeah.
on that bitch."
Yeah,
And I was like, "Oh,
they
all right,
definitely went
yeah."
into some horny shit,
Yeah, they
for
went into some
sure.
horny shit. They went into some fucking cussing,
Yeah.
fucking trying to kill people, sh-
Stain killing an actual
like fuck,
person.
dude. And then trying
Yeah.
to kill others. And then
Yeah.
they even blurred out the fucking bodies at the Yakuza boss hideout shit.
Mm.
Like they're like the scene was so gruesome, they fucking blurred it all out in the fucking anime. I was like, God damn, Stain
Mhm.
out here
Yeah.
fucking putting bodies in bags and shit. Yeah,
Yeah, and I
get him a
think,
body bag. Yeah.
as a writer, that's gotta give you a lot of freedom, no? I mean, to have
I would
written a
think
show
so.
so to have written Academia, a show so PG, you know,
Right,
PG with some quotations,
right.
to have done that
All anime is PG with
with some
quotations.
quotation
Yeah,
yeah. Even Doctor Stone, something
yeah,
as fucking PG as that, it's
yeah,
still
it's a little out
you
there.
still gotta,
You
you
still got
know,
moments
be
where you
like,
should
"Hey,
like
close your eyes."
right, yep.
And
I might need to watch this
but,
episode first, you know?
right. But as a writer, I'm sure he was just like, "Okay, I can turn this one
Into a little bit more.
into more rated R type style shit, but also have that drive part of what it's
Yeah,
about, right? Because what I think this show is ultimately about is the dilemma of being a vigilante, right?
yeah.
The difference between being a hero and being a vigilante, that
Well
ideation.
the one thing they for sure drive home in those first 6 episodes is that nigga has a trash ability. Like,
Yeah.
they could not shit on somebody more. I felt so bad
No,
for this by the end of, like, the first 2 episodes.
yeah, nice guy. He's
Yeah.
awesome.
They're like, "Oh, nice guy. Yeah, he's just out there picking up fucking trash, scooting around the ground." At one point, they do the and his quirk, slide and glide. He can't move. He can only move about as fast as a bike. I was like, "That's you guys didn't have to
Yeah,
say that.
that was whack.
I don't think that was fucking
That
necessary."
was just to shit on him,
Yeah, solely just to shit on him.
literally.
And then they keep calling him like a fucking that one dude keeps calling him a cockroach.
Yeah, they
I was
called him a
like
cockroach
I
at
was
one
like,
point. Yep.
"God damn, they really
Yeah.
make his cork look real." I mean, it's a trash cork, but god damn, they even made fucking Mineta with the fucking stupid ass fucking purple balls. They made
Yeah, sticky
him
balls.
seem cooler when
Right.
they talk about
Well, I
him.
mean, there's definitely a mystery to he could have easily have been a hero had he made that exam, right? Because they go
Yeah,
into
that
that
mystery
eventually.
sits there.
But but I do like how they made his quirk ass enough to have be in this situation, right? It's one thing if he
Yeah,
had the millions ability, but
right.
he missed the exam, right?
Right, yeah, because if he had Lemillion's ability, like, whether you miss the exam or not, you're gonna be alright.
Yeah, like
Like, you're
somebody's
gonna
gonna
be a hero.
find you
Yeah.
and be
Yeah, yeah.
like, "Yo," and similar to what Ingidion did.
What'd you say?
Ingidium. I
Dude,
can't
why
do
is
Inginium.
that so hard for you? You
Ingidium,
guys, just so you know,
Inginium,
just to peek behind the curtain a little bit,
Ingidium,
he was like, "Yeah, hey, how do you say
Inginium.
his name? Is it Ingidium?" And I was like, "What the fuck did you just say?" Like, I literally stopped. I was like, "What the fuck did you just say?" He's like, "Ingidium." I was like, "Are you saying with like a
Well,
T or a D?" Like, it's Ingenium. And he goes, "Ingenium. Oh, okay." And right away,
it's
immediately.
funny too because I wrote down the names of all the people we were
Yeah,
talking about,
yeah.
and in the thing I put Ingidion.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, dude. You have a
It's a
real
cooler
problem.
it's a cooler way to say his name.
It's
I like
not.
it
It's the
that
wrong way to
that
say his
way.
name. It
I'm gonna
makes
say
you
it
an
wrong.
asshole.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
I'm gonna say it wrong, and I don't care.
you should.
But now you made me forget the point that I was gonna bring up about him.
There is
I
no point you get
appreciate
to
it.
bring up about him if you can't say
I
his fucking
appreciate
name.
it.
So you're welcome,
Um, oh
Ingidium.
yes, there we go. I was talking about how if he had Lemillion's ability, he would have got picked up by them.
Right.
And they have that moment with Ingidion where they
Jesus Christ, dude. That wasn't
got
even
him,
on purpose.
got him, got him. Yeah, it was on purpose.
No, it wasn't, guys. Don't let him fucking fool you.
And they have that moment with nice guy where he's just like,
Oh, where they're
yeah,
scooting along? Where they're just
and
scooting along?
he like low
Fucking
key trains him in the park,
yeah,
like just running in the park, like
yeah. But it's
but
stupid. Like they make his
he
literally.
offered him a job.
Yeah, but
But go
literally
ahead.
in the first episode, back to my original point, in the first episode, they're like, yeah, he needs to have at least 3 points of contact. Like they made this nigga's weakness puddles.
Yeah.
Like a light rain, and this nigga is quirkless.
Yeah, like he just
Like,
like I wonder how that would work
like, well, why? You know what I mean? Like, how bad? I
of
don't
a
know,
quirk.
man. Yeah, like you guys didn't have to do him that dirty. Like,
Is he the weakest main character of all time? I mean,
oh, I doubt that. I doubt that for sure. But good lord,
he's got
I
no.
would say I would have to amend that and say, have they tried their best to make him look like the weakest main character of all time? And the answer is yes. I can't. I don't think I've seen anything where they've gone out of their way to make something look as weak as they have with him.
Right. Well, let's get to the real main character, the attraction,
Oh,
the
Knuckle
fucking
Duster, my
source
guy,
of this fucking
fucking
show.
Knuckle Duster, dude.
Jesus Christ, dude. Could he
Hey,
be any more of a dude in your description of a
no,
dude?
no, he cannot. And I actually have this question I wanted to ask you. Why is it that everybody that they center My Hero around in all their versions is always
Mhm.
fucking quirkless?
Yeah.
All Might quirkless, Deku
Deku,
quirkless,
Corkless,
Knuckle Duster quirkless.
Corkless.
Like,
Yeah.
is there some reason they're obsessed? The writers obsessed with quirkless motherfuckers? Is it because
Yeah.
he's like a no talent bitch and he's just
Yeah.
stealing shit
Oh,
from
he's
other
got some
people?
talent. He's got Knuckle
Like
Duster got some talent.
Knuckle Duster does. So does All Might.
Jesus
So does
Christ.
Deku.
Oh, imagine if Knuckle Duster got the fucking All Might hair.
Oh shit, that motherfucker. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Fucking stain on steroids? Are you kidding me?
Imagine if he had got one for
Dude,
all.
that
Oh my
motherfucker is
god.
wild. Even Aizawa, right? Like Aizawa had him yoked up. It was like, hey, I'm gonna take away his ability, his enhancement quirk. He's like,
He
oh
didn't fucking
shit.
slow down at
Yeah,
all.
he was like, oh shit. Oh, I see what's going
This
on here.
nigga's
This nigga's
corkless.
just crazy. Okay, my bad, dude. Hey, hey, that was
I
on
think it would
me.
have
I thought you
that
had a
line
quirk. You didn't.
that line was a little weak. Don't you think? Like they could have said like some funny shit where he's just like, this motherfucker is like a,
Yeah.
a fucking
Yeah.
tank or something. They could have ate on that
Yeah,
shit.
they sure could have.
And
They sure could have, but no,
all
they
he did
didn't.
was say he's tough. He's like,
Yeah.
he's tough.
Yeah,
He's
he's like,
just a
"Ah,
tough
he's
dude.
tough. I'll let the cops do." Also,
That's
you're a
not
fucking
just a tough
hero.
dude.
You're a fucking hero. It shouldn't matter whether he has a quirk or not. Like, the
Well,
fuck are we doing, dude?
would that not blow your fucking mind? I mean, like,
I mean, I'm a big battle junkie guy, so I would like to think in an anime I would be a battle junkie.
No, I'm just saying, like, would it not be a fucking major thing if you were a top hero like Aizawa and you see a guy without a quirk doing shit like that? That's like, holy fuck.
See, you keep saying I don't think Aizawa was considered a top hero.
I don't
And
see how you don't think that. That man can erase quirks. He was
I
picked to be a
I'm not
teacher.
saying our perception of him because we understand how dope he is. I'm saying in the world that they built, I don't think he's considered a top hero.
That's
And if
crazy.
if you disagree, cite your source, sir.
I don't have a source. You
There's
don't
like
have a source for
7
that.
seasons of
You don't.
material.
You're the one who's making the point.
Yeah, I
You
can
gotta
cite my
cite
source.
your source.
All right, I've watched we're on what 6 seasons total of My Hero Academia, right?
I think, yeah.
When have they talked about the only thing they've mentioned was that he wanted to start a fucking an agency, right? They have not ever talked about him being in the top 10 in rankings on any
Why would they
aspect
need
of
to?
it. If
They
he's a
haven't
dude,
named the top 10 though.
they I'm saying in My Hero
They only
Academia,
named the number 1 and the
but they
number 2.
but they talked about fucking All Might always being number 1, Endeavor always being number 2, Hawks being number
That's it.
3. Don't you think
That's
if
it.
Aizawa was a dude, they would have said so? That's my
They didn't
source.
they're that part of the story is like top 5, bro.
You're
They're
wrong, man.
Aizawa's not top 5,
And you
dude.
know
We
what?
know
The
that.
comments are
But
gonna
to
tell
act
you
like
that you're wrong.
Aizawa's not top 10, top 15 is insane.
He's not in that universe. They haven't
That's
made him out to be.
insane. And
I
you don't
think he
even
should
know.
be.
You
I
don't
think he
even
should
know
be.
though. You don't
I
know.
do know because they haven't brought it up,
Why
man.
are you talking at this point as though you know?
I do.
You're just saying he hasn't been named in the top 5, so therefore
Correct.
just he's just a dude.
Yep.
He's just a
That's
guy
exactly what I'm saying. Saying
that just
if he
erases
wasn't,
quirks.
yep. In that
Who's
universe, yes.
who's in every important battle.
He's not in every important battle. I didn't see him around when All Might was getting beat to shit.
What do you mean? He was fighting in the
He wasn't
other
fighting. He
area.
wasn't fighting all for one, dude.
Was he not in an important fight?
Not in that important fight. Not in the most
Well,
important
no,
fight. He
no,
was
I
nowhere to
didn't
be
say
found.
the
Little
most
bitch was
important.
hiding,
I said
dude.
an important
Dude,
fight.
Aizawa's
He
trash,
wasn't
and you're
hiding.
trash for supporting him. All
Okay.
right,
You clearly have
that's
an
where
issue
it
with Aizawa.
stands.
You clearly have an
That is
issue with
where it
Aizawa.
stands.
I
I'm
don't know
right.
what
You're
he
wrong.
did. I don't
Comments,
know what he did
fucking
to you.
tear this nigga apart. He is
Did he take your
trash.
cork away? Did he
All
take
right,
your cork
and I'm not
away
talking
and
about
whip your ass?
Aizawa. I'm talking about Blackie Chan. Tear him apart in the comments. Let them know. They have never said anything.
You clearly don't like Aizawa, so you clearly should never
I think
ever mention
Aizawa's
his
a
name
fucking
again.
dude, man.
No, you don't. You
Yes, I
don't.
do. I'm saying in the universe, they haven't made him a dude, and that's upsetting,
Whatever.
but it's the
Back to
truth.
Knuckle Duster. That fight between him and Aizawa, that shit was fucking dope.
Yeah, they were going at it.
Dope animation.
Bro, he doesn't give a fuck. Knuckle Duster
No.
don't give
And
a
he's a
fuck.
boxer. He's a true boxer. That
Yep,
man
just
is
throwing
like
hands.
his
Just
his
throwing. He's talking about it like countering and
yeah,
fucking
his
stepping
battle IQ is
inside and
fucking
fucking.
dope. He's
Oh
like,
shit, this nigga
I didn't
wants
know
some.
he would.
Dude,
Yeah.
I think you're a villain. Yeah, I've heard that. You kind of suck.
Yeah,
Heard that
I've
too.
heard that. Smoking a cigarette or
You
some
little
shit.
nigga, you call me master. The fuck? It's the
And then he just starts
1800s,
calling
dog?
him master. Yeah.
Oh shit, that shit's fucking funny, man.
Yeah, and then they even made that point where he did it instinctively, and he's like,
Yeah.
even more so the reason.
Yeah,
He's
well, I like what they did there because when he did it instinctively, they made him like because he's in the fight, right? He's in the fight.
Yeah.
Him and Knuckle Duster are in the fight. And so he
Yeah.
says it, and Knuckle Duster doesn't respond to him saying master. So I was like, I remember watching and thinking, oh, I guess he didn't fucking hear him. And then they're
Yeah.
talking at the end. And he's like, oh, don't think I didn't fucking hear that shit. I was like, my nigga. I knew he heard it. I knew he did. I knew
I
it.
think the funniest part to him was when they were fighting the big nigga and
Which
fucking
big nigga?
the fucking
The
big
one with the
four-headed
four
nigga,
hands?
the black nigga. Yeah, the big black nigga.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
fucking-
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
only big black nigga in the fucking
Yeah. Four
show.
hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He comes flying in on a fucking rope and he kicks it.
That's right. That's right.
And then
But
he gets smacked out the rope.
smack the shit. Smack the shit. And then this motherfucker, he's crawling up this nigga's arm like a goddamn spider. and gets
Oh my
gets booted
god,
off,
dude.
and he's like,
I
"Hey."
need a poster.
He's
I
like,
need
"Hey, man, you fell right into the trash can just like your master taught you. Good shit, my nigga."
I need a knuckle duster poster.
Dude, every time I think
This
he's about to
plate, get
say
on
some
that
enlightened
shit.
shit, right? Every time I think he's about to say some enlightened shit, I appreciate that when they make characters stay themselves.
Oh, man.
Like, every time I think it, he just says something stupid. He's like, "Yeah, you know why you fell, right?" And I was like, "Oh, shit, he's gonna, like, fucking tell him what's up." He's like, "'Cause you fucking jumped. It's that easy."
And I like how they lead you into what you know about the character, but they show it to you. So they
Yep,
led you into it and then
yep.
they show it to you. Case in point, when he shows up at his house, he breaks in through the glass.
Yeah,
He's in there drinking beers, watching the game,
you fucking
chilling.
degenerate. I love a good
Yeah,
degenerate
and you're
hero.
like, "Yo, this is exactly what you knew he was, but they just showed it to you."
I appreciate the fact that he was like, "Who the fuck is this old nigga right here, dude?" I was like,
Yeah,
"All right, man. All right,
you knew
dude.
exactly who
You
that
know
was.
you know who this is." Also, at what point did he show them where he lived?
He didn't.
Okay, all right, so I'm not tripping. I was like, "Did I miss that twice?"
He
Because
didn't.
I've watched it through twice now. And
Yeah.
I was like, "Did I miss that twice?" But I don't remember him showing them. Although it was funny watching him try and fucking force that girl when he had the little friendship going, when he was talking about him in college meeting friends and shit,
Yeah.
and he shows up at this fucking he shows up at the base of his house. Like, dude,
Yeah.
at what point do you not tell these girls like, "Hey, I know it looks bad, but I live up on the roof and it's not as bad as it looks, I promise." Instead, he's like, "Nah,
Yeah.
bitch, come in. Come in the abandoned
Yeah.
building with me, bitch. We live in a world of superpowers. I got one, and you don't know what it is yet. You about to find out in this dark building, bitch." Like,
That
fucking
was a moment
creepy.
for you.
It's
That
creepy.
was a moment for you.
It's creepy. You're fucking creepy, man. All you had to do is
Fair enough.
explain yourself.
Yeah, fair enough.
Then there's no more misunderstandings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even if there was, you know what I mean?
You know?
You know what I mean?
No, what did you think about All for One? All for One was in there talking to that bitch.
Okay. So I wrote a note in here.
Why?
I
Why
wrote
would
a
he
note in
be?
here. So I was like, is that all for one's voice? Because that originally,
Gotta be.
now I think it's all for one. When I heard it and I immediately go, oh shit, all for one. And then I was talking to my son because I was watching this with my son, and I'm watching it with him, and he goes, it could be the doctor. And I was like, I guess it could be because
It's a
it's a
stretch.
little off over the phone. But if it was gonna be
Yeah.
one of them, it would be like one of those two. But I do
Mhm.
think it was all for one.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you
No,
if you
it
thought it
sounded
was
too
or if you
proper.
caught it, but
Yeah, it
yeah,
sounded a little
I
too
do think it was
proper in
all
the
for
way he
one.
talks, you
To
know?
be honest, with all for one being in there and this story kind of converging a little bit in the present timeline of My
Yeah,
Hero, but like
the Prime All Might and Prime,
right. I honestly
All for
think
One.
the culmination of this show is leading to the big fight with All for One and All Might, where All Might gets fucked up.
And do you think the vigilantes are gonna play a role in him
I
getting
do.
fucked up?
I don't think they're gonna play a
Like,
role in
maybe
him.
he's gonna
I
try to
don't.
save one of them, and then boom!
That's actually I didn't think about that. I didn't think. I'll just go with my
Like, that's
original
how
thought.
he got it, because 'cause he's gotta have been he
Right.
had to have been in a vulnerable spot.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So I didn't think about that. That's a good
If
fucking
they end
point.
with that fight, oh my god.
Yeah, I do think the culmination of the entire show. So I don't think it's gonna be like this season or anything. I think
Yeah.
that's gonna be like the big
Like,
moment
you
in the
even see
show.
Night Eye.
Right. Fucking.
If you see Night Eye if you see Night Eye
I
pop up
can't.
in this, you
It's
know
gonna be
damn well
terrible.
what's the first thing you're gonna think if you see Night Eye?
I'm gonna be. I don't know.
Okay, you could say you don't know.
I don't know.
It's a pop-up question, you
Yeah.
know? You
Not
don't
a
have to
clue.
know,
Not a
okay?
clue.
It's alright. You're gonna be okay.
I will not.
No, the second I see Night Eye, I'm gonna think that fight's gotta happen where he got fucked up
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
immediately.
But I do think that's gonna be the culmination of the show. The way I thought of it before you had mentioned that, because that's a good point. That is a strong possibility, and that would be really fucking cool. But the way I saw it before is that
It's
they would
legendary.
be like it would kind of be like how you see Aizawa now, where he was on the outskirts of the big fight. I think they would potentially
Yeah.
be on the outskirts of that fight. doing shit and fucking finally being like, after that shit happens with All Might, that All Might maybe telling them like, hey, you gotta stop this shit, and then them finishing out. I was also trying to think about it. Have we seen any of those three people in My Hero?
Any of those three who?
The three main
Oh,
characters?
the vigilantes?
Yeah.
No,
Pop Step, Knuckle
no,
Duster, or the nice guy. I don't give a
nope. And
fuck
they
if he
would
wants to be
definitely
called the
be
crawler.
older.
That nigga's the nice guy.
You know what? That fight probably actually, you know what? That fight still could happen because I was thinking, based on how the time frame and the time
Yeah, yeah,
period it's in now. Now that you said that, I was wondering if the All Might fight could still happen. It could,
it could.
but I do think that there is a chance he's just too young for the fight. Like he's not on
Yeah,
that
that's
last
possible.
limb because he looked pretty fucking prime. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that is possible.
So,
Um,
but I don't think like they would be too old in the Deku
See,
world by
here's
then.
the
But
kind
then
of
Ida
shit
was
part.
young,
So there's always
so
like,
I don't fucking
with
know,
every
dude.
decision we make, there's always pros and cons to every decision you fucking make, right? So like with us not reading mangas or even looking into
Oh, we're
that
just
at
in the
all,
dark.
we're so in the dark. The good thing is that like we genuinely have no idea what's going on. So there's that
Yeah,
still like excitement of waiting for the next
yeah.
episode to see what
Like
happens.
mangas can ruin that
Yeah, they
shit,
really
man.
can. But the downfall of it is like, for instance, we don't know if the series is over, if it's only going to be 4 seasons, if it's going to be 3 seasons. We don't know how close they are to figuring something out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's like the downfall of it. But I would take that downside over the downside of knowing it and not being
Knowing
as
it,
excited when I see it in my
right?
favorite. Uh,
Form of seeing it
right,
because reading it is one thing.
right, and I would fucking
Yeah, I
subtitles,
don't know
dude.
about
Hate them,
that.
hate them.
Yeah, and we hate subtitles as is, let alone trying to read a
Yeah, hot
manga.
take, guys. Subtitles suck.
They do, man. I don't know what it is with the anime community where they just like
Fucking
they look down on
they
you. They
really do.
look down
They
on
really
you
do.
if you watch dubbed.
And it's like, dude, if I wanted to read it, I would just fucking go read the
Buy
manga.
the manga.
Like, fuck, man.
I'm trying to watch the animations.
Right.
I'm
I
not
want to
trying to
take it. I
fucking
want to take it
read.
all in. I don't want to read a moving picture.
it's
Then the fucking moving picture is moot. Like,
it's
there's no fucking
point.
point
No
to it.
point. Yeah. Do you
Like,
think Japanese people watch it in fucking English and then read the subs?
right, fucking, oh, we gotta do it sub too. We gotta do it sub too. So we're gonna purposely put this shit in English
Done.
and fucking switch it
There's
to
my only
Japanese
argument.
subtitles.
Yeah, it's
That's a
fucking
fucking solid
no.
one. That's one of the best
Japanese
arguments. That might
people
be the best argument you've ever
fucking
made on the pod, to be
thank you.
honest with you.
I take
There you go.
to all my
We at the
dub
House of
watchers.
Batiata salute you.
We them dub niggas.
Yeah, and we're not saying enjoying it in dubbed is bad. We're saying you guys
Right.
need to stop shitting
Stop
on the
shitting
people
on dubbed.
that
Oh
like it
my
dubbed.
god.
Like,
Yeah.
fucking
Like,
A,
dude,
man.
if you want to go in your little room
If
and
you want to
watch
read,
subbed
if
and
you want to
read
read your
everything,
moving pictures, read your fucking
fucking do
moving
it.
pictures, you
Go.
goddamn fucking nerd.
Oh,
We won't judge you.
We don't care. No, man, you ruined it.
You're ruining it.
You ruining it.
Yeah, we won't judge you. We won't judge you. We still
Nerd
love you.
reading ass bitch.
All right? But if you're fucking cool and you like watching moving pictures,
How many figures did Gojo have up when he did Infinite Void? Oh, wait, you don't know because you were too busy reading.
Bitch.
It's like, all right.
nerdy ass bitch, stupid ass bitch. Just get all fucking judgy and shit. But
No, seriously, stop hating on Dub. But back to were we talking about the vigilantes at this point? What were you on?
I'm sure we were
You
talking
went on
about
a rant.
vigilantes. I went on a run there. I think
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Where
lie.
where are
The
we?
pros and cons of the run was definitely worth it. It was definitely
Yeah.
worth it.
I was trying to bring up the fights, and you're bringing up fucking subbed and dubbed.
It's what I
Crazy.
do, baby. Comedy Hashir at his
Unbelievable.
finest, going on runs. It's what I do.
It's what I do.
It's what I do.
But what do you think about Pop Step? We haven't really talked about her.
I don't know how I feel about her. They did the backstory, which it hit my perfect conundrum that I talked about when we were talking about what show was it? I can't even remember. But if you guys missed that episode, I was talking about how I hate backstory
Oh
Oh, it was
yeah,
Doctor Stone. It was Doctor Stone. I
yeah,
talked about this.
and I
So in the new
loved it.
season of Doctor Stone, I was like, I hate backstory, but I like seeing when they connect people through past channels. There's no way to get one
That's
without having the other.
you just said a fancy way of saying the same thing there.
I try, man. I do for the kids.
That was
Uh,
impressive. That
thank
was
you,
impressive.
thank you. Hats off to me, sir.
It's like that man just said the
Um,
same thing.
yep, sure did. But so it's fucking frustrating, and I started giggling when I saw it. Now that I know it, now that I know that it's like a big fuck ton of conundrums in there, where I'm
You
like,
love conundrums.
I love conundrums. Love them. Can't get enough of them. Eat conundrums for breakfast, nigga. Um, I
Indubitably.
indubitably,
Indubitably.
indubitably. But like, so they show the backstory for her, and I was like, oh boy, here we fucking go. I don't care. And then it was like, she was the chick that he saved.
I was gonna say, could you see that it was her
Oh,
backstory off the rip? I couldn't see that it was her
yeah,
backstory off
yeah, I
rip.
knew it immediately. Yeah,
I mean, you could see maybe when the pink hair, I could have connected that dot, but I was just like listening to his story.
yeah, no, I caught it immediately. I figured it was her. I don't know. I think it was just like one of those, like, I've watched so many
Yeah,
animes that
no.
it's just kind of like,
You just assume the girl has some sort of love for the main
well,
character
so what happened
or
actually,
crush.
my ears perked up.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Oh
they
yeah.
went
Oh yeah. They
woo
went
like a elf, huh? Like Farron.
yes, just like that. But my ears perked up because I'm not sure if you remember on the first episode. You remember when they show her performing and he sees her or she sees him sliding around at the very first episode, and she like
Hmm.
stops the performance.
Oh, you thought that was weird?
I thought that was weird. I was like, why the fuck? She don't know this nigga.
Yeah.
And I was like, but
But wait,
wait.
there's more.
But yeah, I was like, that was weird. I'm actually really good at spotting those like weird moments that don't
we got
belong.
we got to have a segment on the show where we just have a but wait,
Yep,
there's
we
more.
sure do. But yeah, when I
No,
saw that,
but
I was like, that's doesn't belong there. That doesn't make sense. Why would she stop for this random? Like she has all these people here. That doesn't make fucking sense. I bet she
yeah,
knows
you're a
him.
pop star.
Yep. I was like, I bet she knows who he is. And then when he
Yeah,
was
but
like
she could have
started,
been just a
he
friend.
started getting it. Like I saw her fucking her look when he was talking about he was missing one, and I go, oh shit, she has it, she has it. I don't know how yet, but she has it. And they immediately start going to the backstory. I was like, yep, this is how she got it. And I think that's
Fair
just a
enough.
sixth sense from just watching so many goddamn animes. In
Fair
my
enough.
defense, there's a lot of animes out there.
Yeah,
So you're telling
and
me
they
you had no tingly
they got a lot
feelings,
of no. I mean, like I'm not surprised. You know what I mean?
right?
If that's anything,
Right.
but
It came up, and you're like, yeah, of course, because
yeah,
why not?
like I was just waiting for it more
Yeah.
so. Like they had to eventually go into who she is
Yeah,
and what
I
she
was
does.
more surprised by how she looks out without the makeup
Yeah,
than by the backstory coming up.
that was actually impressive.
It really was.
They usually don't change a character that much.
No, especially like we had a whole like 10-minute conversation about why they wear masks in My
Yeah, well,
Hero when
you did.
everybody
You
knows
had
who they
that.
were.
You had the
But
tip of
you
the
were there.
conversation.
So it's a conversation. I was talking to myself through you. So conversation. You're welcome, world. But but it's like
Alright.
but it was definitely like it was definitely a point that I've brought up in the past where it's like, why are they wearing masks when everybody knows who the fuck they are and half of them go by their real names? And then you
Yeah.
see one like this where you're like, oh shit, her identity is kind of a thing. And even when like when she came and knocked on the door, obviously I knew that was her because I'm not a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
But I was like, damn, they made her look fucking busted. I was
Yeah.
like, look at this weird, goofy looking ass nerd.
Mhm.
It's like, she probably reads mangas, bitch.
Yeah.
What's up? Brought it back full circle. Fuck you, manga readers.
Okay. Glad you got that out of your system
It's
finally.
not. It'll come back a third time.
Oh, you need Toph to come pull it out like the
Toph?
poison and
Oh, like the poison and Korra?
Korra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Solid reference. I wasn't
Yeah.
with you right away. I was a bit
If I
confused
would have
there.
had the words all down, I would
Yeah.
have gotten it.
Also, in my defense, you made a Korra reference, so who cares?
Yeah. I mean,
Who cares?
She kissed what's her face?
a
Like
girl, and she liked it.
that's the only good part about that show.
Yeah, she
Anyway,
kissed a girl. Yeah,
uh,
that happened. Shit's getting real
uh
on the show, guys. Now,
yes.
lesbian rights. What do you?
Whoa.
It's not what we're doing today, man.
No. Uh but I do wonder what Stain's impact is going to be moving forward. That's for
They
sure.
did, it would be real shitty
Cuz
if
he's
they
going to be
did
back
this. If it would be real shitty if they made him
and he
so
just left.
prevalent and it was literally just a quick origin story for Stain and they left
Yeah.
it alone. Like that would be real shitty writing if they made him such a big deal.
And then just
And then just
gone.
were like, he's fucking out now. No more
He
involvement.
found his resolve. He cut his damn nose
Yeah,
off.
you would have to think with a show.
Ouch! Did you not think that? Like, are we not going to talk about how he just sliced his own nose off
I wasn't planning
and
on
why he's not
spending
bleeding to
minutes on
death
it.
currently?
That's a good point. He
He
definitely
was
was.
already
He was just
bleeding.
he was already bleeding. He was like, you know what, this needs more blood.
Yeah. I'm gonna cut
So
my nose off.
fuck this nose, nigga. Nobody wants it anyways.
I mean, ouch.
Yeah, he's a weird
Ow.
motherfucker. I did appreciate that. They did keep him as a weird motherfucker.
I was
And
hoping like maybe
but he
Knuckle Duster
also
punches his nose off and that's
he's
how he loses it.
he stabbed that bitch in the eye. Are we not gonna talk about that? He literally was like, "Shut up,"
Oh
and
yeah,
threw a
shut
fucking
up,
knife in her eye.
bitch. He did the famous like The Rock where he did the "shut up, bitch."
Yep, he sure did.
Fucking immediately.
Dude,
That was dope.
I was like, "Oh shit."
I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
fuck that bitch.
I knew she wasn't dead.
She's just always in your ear.
Dude,
She's just
fucking
fucking in your
annoying.
ear like a little fucking
So,
fly just
speaking of her, like a
flying
bee.
around like a bzz. She was like buzzing and shit. I don't know, what do you call it?
You're ridiculous. Speaking of her, I did like that they did like with the show being vigilantes and them all kind of being part-time heroes. I did like that they made a point for her to say she's a part-time villain. I don't think that's a thing. I'm gonna throw that out there. Part-time villaining is not a thing.
So you think there's a double standard? You think you can be a part-time hero, but you
Yes.
can't be a part-time villain?
Correct. I think if you're an evil motherfucker, you're just an evil motherfucker. You know what I mean? I don't
You're
think
just a
that
villain.
changes no matter where you are.
You're not like not a villain when you're not being a villain.
Right. Exactly. You're always a
You're
villain.
a villain.
You're always a villain. That is how that works.
So the second you commit that first crime, you're just a villain.
Exactly. You get it. Justice system doesn't work.
So what about Gentle Criminal?
Oh, all right.
All
right. Okay.
Set him up for it.
All right.
Set him up for it. Woo!
So the
Woo! All right, go ahead.
you get your victory lap in? I see what you did there. Okay.
Is this man wooing right now?
Fucking obnoxious, man. No wonder the internet hates you, dude.
I'm a Las Vegas girl.
Yeah.
What can I say? Woo!
But it's like fucking this chick. So I don't like her quirk. It's fucking stupid. She has bees that come out of her fucking eye. Like, who fuck comes up with this shit? Like, bees coming out of your eye? Also, like, does she create the bees? Like, they didn't do a good job. And I think we had this problem with My Hero Academia, where they don't really do a great job explaining all the quirks.
No,
Like, does she just fucking keep creating new ones? Because does she not feel pain when the bee dies?
Did she not feel pain when the fucking knife hit? Like, where's your
Also,
eye?
they can
Did
put in
your eye-
venom. How is it that she's able to pick what kind of venom they inject in?
And
Because
how is the venom created in their asshole?
right, like, well, it looked like they had little syringes
In their
almost.
ass.
Yeah, in their ass.
The little bee asses.
Yeah, BS's. That is
Just
correct.
injecting fluid
That
out
is
of their
fucking
little bee asses.
that is an astute observation, sir.
Yeah, you struggle getting that one
I
out.
sure as fuck did.
You're
Just like I do
"So-
every episode, dude. I struggle getting words out.
I don't
But
know
at
why
least
you
I
choose
use
those
them
hard
correctly.
words. He learns a hard word, can't really pronounce it. From time to
What I do,
time.
baby boo. Be who you are. Be free. Be free. Get it? Bees? Yeah? 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 You see what I did there? You see what I did?
That was horrible.
Yeah, she sucks though.
Yeah.
Also, can we acknowledge that these people that are doing drugs are at a very wide range of ages.
Yeah.
Like, they had, like, a fucking 10-year-old who just
Yeah.
wanted to meet Pop Step. That's fucking out of control.
Why did he have it in his bag?
I don't I don't fucking know. They had a grown ass man who's like a businessman, fucking working at a factory, inject himself with some. And
And
then
why
they
would
had
he
a
decide
fucking
to use it
10-year-old.
then?
Like, are we not gonna acknowledge that we just got 10-year-olds over here doing drugs from strangers?
Well, and why did the guy use the fucking things in his bag? They were just gonna try to catch him to question him, and he like pulls out the fucking doll and injects himself.
Yeah,
It's
he
like
could have just
you
not.
didn't need to do it.
Yeah. Also, did you notice, I'm not sure if you caught it because you only watched it through once, right?
Yeah.
The first person handing out the drug was just some random dude.
Yeah.
And
With the
then
suitcase?
yeah, well, not with the suitcase. It was a really like a true random dude.
Oh, I
They
missed
haven't
him.
brought him up since.
I
The
missed
first
him.
time I watched it, didn't catch it at all. The
Yeah.
second time I was like, "Who the fuck is this nigga right here?"
Yeah.
It was
And
just a
why was he
random
never
dude.
mentioned again?
Yeah, it was like just a random dude, and I listened to his voice thinking I was like, "Let me hear his
Is
voice
he
real quick."
someone?
No, he's not, and he's definitely not the voice on the phone either, because he didn't
Oh,
sound
of course
anything
not.
close.
That's all for one.
Because I was like, maybe he sounds kind of like All for One.
Nah.
Nope, not accurate. Not accurate at all.
Nah.
But yeah, so the first person they show is just some random fucking dude handing out the drug, and he does it one time, and then you never see him again. And then they make this
Mhm.
chick the main fucking villain, who's a
Yeah.
part timer because that's
Yeah.
a thing now,
And a
and
Pop Step fan?
a pop fucking who's fucking getting 10-year-olds to do drugs. You can't be a part time villain if you're getting
And
10-year-olds to
she
do
just wants to see
drugs.
the world burn. I wanna know why.
Chaos. Yeah, there's nothing behind her. It's just pure chaos she's creating.
Yeah.
Even
They better, like, round that out, no?
All for One when he's talking to her on the phone, so we're just gonna acknowledge it and say it's All for One.
Yeah.
And if we're wrong, we'll
Until
look like
we
jackasses. But until
Yeah.
then, it's All for One.
Yeah.
She's over there talking to All for One on the phone, and he's like, "Hey, do this," and she's like, "Nah, I'm good." Like, bitch, that's All for One. That nigga gave All
I
Might the
remember that
beats.
moment.
You know
Yeah, I
what I
remember
mean?
that moment too.
That nigga
Yeah.
gave
That's a good point.
All Might the beats. A
Yeah.
prime All Might at that.
And why does he need her to do this shit? Like,
I
what is
don't
he doing? Like,
his
I don't get it.
he seems to be, so if you look at
He
My
just
Hero,
likes using people
yeah,
or
if you look
something?
at My Hero and then you look at this show, he seems to be like obsessed with creating chaos.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know why that's his
Shouldn't you
thing.
know that by now?
You would think, but am I wrong? Like it
They
seems
haven't really explained it.
no, but it seems like that's like his thing. Like I just want chaos.
And that's fine. That's fine,
Great.
but, like, let's find a
Yeah,
reason
why
here.
is that his thing? Like,
Right.
like I know what they kind of made it seem like in My Hero Academia is that he wants the chaos so that way he can come in and create order,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? So they did,
But no, but you can't how can you have order in a world full of chaos?
but that's my point. Is like that was like his thing. That was like his in, right? His end was all this chaos, and then
Yeah.
he comes in and creates the
And
order,
then it's
and that's
never
how he kind of starts laying out his shit. That's like his baseline is
Mhm.
creating order.
Yeah,
Why
but
is that
how?
his
Yeah, I don't
obsession?
know.
Like, if that's your plan 20 years from now or whenever, whatever fucking 10 years from whenever vigilantes take place, right? If that's your plan 10 years from then, I think we can both acknowledge All for One's a smart motherfucker. That's a devious nigga right there.
Yeah.
There's no way that is always his plan all the time. Like, there's no way 10 years before the events of My Hero, he was like, oh, yeah, chaos. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, let's try something new. Let's try chaos. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, how about chaos? Let's have you tried chaos? He reminds me of
Yeah, no,
that.
I
Did you ever
mean,
watch the
I don't
Lego
know.
movie?
No.
Okay, there's this like fucking annoying character that's like obsessed with building rocket ships. In every situation, he suggests building rocket ships. Like that's what fucking All Might's remind me of right now. Like rocket ship, rocket ship. You want to build a rocket ship? You know what we
All
need to do to
Might
get
or
out of
All
here?
for
Rocket
One?
ship.
Are you still talking about All for One?
Yeah, like
You
fucking.
said All Might there.
Oh
My
my
bad,
bad,
sorry.
my bad, my bad. But yeah,
Yeah.
All for One. It's like fucking dude, chaos. Like he's like chaos, chaos. Should we create chaos? How about this? How about we create chaos? You know what you should do? Create chaos.
No, I mean, my biggest stripe with that is that they haven't like told you his like real reasoning behind why he thinks that
Dude,
way.
there's
It's like
there's nothing.
there's
There's
nothing that happened to him to turn him into it, if that makes
right.
sense.
It's just they've always showed
They've
him
only
as this
showed
as a polished
the older
criminal,
brother.
right? And even like even when they showed the little brother, right? Because that's his
Mhm.
little brother who
The
did
One for
One
All, the
for All
original
stuff
One
like
for
that.
All.
The first time they introduce All Might or All Might All for One, fuck me. The first time they introduce All for One, he's
Uh,
already like a polished adult with a plan.
yeah.
They never show anything.
Like what pushed him to be so goddamn
Yeah. And you would think that
evil.
wouldn't bother me because I constantly bitch about backstory. But
Yeah.
it's another one of those situations,
That's what I'm
fucking
saying.
conundrums. I eat them for
I
breakfast.
like you ask, you want the flash, but you want the information about the past, but you don't want the flashback. I don't
Yeah, and
get
I
it.
don't want them to tell me. I want them to show me. And the only way you can show me is a flashback. Like, fuck, dude. I'm, no wonder I'm angry all the time.
Shit ain't added. Math ain't mathing.
Math ain't
Math
mathin'.
ain't mathing.
Yeah, but
Uh,
it's just like it's fucking insane, man. Like they could do. And keep in mind, I like vigilantes. I really like vigilantes. I did not
so
think it
far.
would be that. Yeah, so far that's a good fucking thing to say in there. Um, but there's like little things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm usually the one who harps on little shit.
Yeah, but
So
just
that's
like
surprising that some little things are harping on you.
yeah, well, that's the main one. It's just like his fucking. I don't understand how you can have this well created, terrible bad guy, and All for One is a very well created bad guy.
He's a dude for sure.
But he's fucking.
He's
That's a
it kind of reminds me of Eisen, like the
yeah.
brain behind them.
Yeah, that's actually a really good analogy as far as like just devious
Just
mind
the
and
yeah, like
structured plans and the way he thinks is
right.
so evil and
Structured
well
system.
together and well thought out. And it's like this motherfucker, both of them were so patient. I think that's the best way to explain it. They're
Yeah.
both so patient in letting
They
their
don't
plans
mind.
develop
Yeah.
because they trust how many things they have in
How
motion.
many variables?
Right. They're like, "Oh, if this happens, I got this going on. If that happens, I got this as a backup plan." Like,
Like there's always something
yeah,
that
that
they're
was a
thinking
really good
of that
fucking
you don't
analogy.
know.
Yeah. But it's
Yeah.
like fucking he's such a well-crafted bad guy. Like how have we not given him the
Can
real
you think I
purpose?
mean, you've seen a lot of
A
animes. I always
ton.
try to challenge you to fucking like I get it. I haven't watched all of them and I know you don't want to ruin shit, but there's got to be moments where you see in certain animes that's like, "Oh, that's similar to this
You know,
guy from this
the
anime or that's
problem
similar to
is
that guy from that anime."
I
Like
think
isn't that the fun part of anime?
I actually don't do that very often.
Like Vegeta, you know how I say Vegeta,
Right.
Goku and Deku and Bakugo,
Right,
you know what
right.
I mean?
Yeah. Like it I actually don't do that very often. Um, and I think it's the problem of having watched too many different animes.
But that feels like it would give you just more reason to do it
You would
because you'd
think,
be
but
listing more
but for
things.
me, it doesn't. For me, because I've watched so many, I try and get like super invested in what I'm watching and to kind of clear out my mind so I can just focus on what I'm watching.
But I
So
think
I
it's
tend
more
to
so you
not do that.
just, and you could obviously correct me because I'm not you, but
That is
if I
accurate.
had
You
to
are not me
guess,
and you never will be, bitch.
okay, all right,
I just was saying, man. Yeah,
yeah,
well now it's known.
um,
This is known.
but maybe it's just that you just don't enjoy comparing characters from different anime.
That's
Like, and
possible.
not like, oh, could this character whoop this character's ass? But are they similar in
Right, no, I know
qualities?
what you mean. That is a possibility. I
You just
think I
don't
know
like.
there's been multiple times on the pod where you've asked, and it's actually when we think about it, I burped. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I thought you
Actually,
were
when
crying.
you know, uh, when we think about what we were talking, like anytime you brought it up, it's actually rare that I have an example off the top of my head. Most of the time when you're like, "Can you think of one like that?" I'm like, "Dude, I don't know. I don't know." And we both acknowledge I've watched probably at bare minimum triple the amount of animes you've watched.
Mhm.
Bare minimum. I pound through animes. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about, ladies.
yeah. I don't know what that means.
I don't know. I don't think you could
I'm not a
say that.
lady though.
I don't think you
That
could
didn't
say that
sound
on here.
okay.
But I don't think we've actually ever dove into me not ever really making those connections. I've never personally
I would
thought about
challenge
it.
you to do it
Yeah,
more.
I've
That's
never
my
thought
point to
about
bring it
it.
up.
It is possible that I don't like it, but because I've never done it, I wouldn't know that I don't like it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah,
it's
no,
at
complete
this
guess
point.
on my end.
Yeah, and it'd be at this point it would be a complete guess on my end as well. Cuz I just don't do it. It's one of those things that's I don't think about it.
Not that you don't like it or or do like it, it's that
It
you
it
just don't
it
do it.
never enters my
Doesn't
head.
pop up.
It never enters my head. Every now and
Yeah.
then there'll be a super
That's wild.
strong analogy that
We
like
gotta
boom.
we gotta pull that.
Yeah.
Like in some way figure out a way to see if people enjoy comparing anime characters.
Yeah, I think the only time I actually do make connections is usually on the pod when we start talking about them. I'll be like, "Oh
Right. No,
shit,
I'll
that
bring
reminds me
up
of this."
something.
Or
You no, but I would challenge you to do that more, is my
yeah,
point to that. Because
see,
you just have the vast knowledge. That's where I'm like,
yeah,
I keep bringing up the same shit. I keep bringing up
yeah,
the shit
because
we've covered.
right,
Because pretty much every anime I've watched, we've covered.
right,
So that's where I would be like, I would challenge you to bring up people from animes we haven't covered if it fits the bill. I'm not saying fucking pull it
yeah,
out of your asshole.
yeah, and it's crazy because even when I'm watching it, like, and keep in mind, you guys, typically when we're doing a pod, I'm already like caught up to wherever the show is at. I've watched
Yeah.
it through a couple of times.
Quick
Um,
example of what he's saying. If the show has 24 out, we may only be covering 6. I will stop at 6
yeah.
to flow with what we're covering. He'll watch it all the way through.
I'll watch it
All
all the
right.
way through,
Go ahead.
and I'll have watched those 6 episodes 2 or 3 times by the time
Right.
we cover it.
Uh-huh.
And so the opportunity for me to make that connection is there. It's super there because it's not like I'm watching it for the first time, don't make the connections, right? And you're like, "Okay, well, you could argue you're focusing on the show, it's your first time watching it. Everything is just kinda coming new." But I'm watching it like a second and a third time. Like,
Right.
the opportunity for me to make those connections is very much there. I just never do, and I
Yeah.
really don't even think about other animes too often. The
Is
only
there
time
an
I
anime
do,
similar to this that
uh,
you can think of, Vigilantes,
like Vigilantes, not off the top of my
just to kind
head.
of bring it
Not
in?
that I've watched. There's a couple like
Palette cleanser type? Because do you
no,
consider this a palette cleanser?
I would say more of like the energy behind it, where you're kind of operating outside of what's going on. Not necessarily in the vigilante realm, really, but like the feel of the show. I guess is the best way to explain it. Like my life as an assassin or something. I can't even think of what it's called right now, but it's essentially as an assassin gets reincarnated into a different world, and they're like, "Hey, you got to kill the hero,"
Mhm.
and so he ends up being the hero because the hero goes on a rampage, and that like the energy that you feel when you're watching it is very similar to this
Into
one.
Vigilantes.
Yeah, it's not necessarily the same similar storyline, but it's just like the way you feel watching it, the way you feel about the characters. It's very very similar, where they're
Oh,
kind of
okay.
living two lives, stuff like
They
that.
build the characters in similar ways
Yeah, that's
or
the
similar pace.
yeah. It's just like the energy of the show is the
Right.
best way I can
I
actually
would consider
verbalize it.
that pace. Like the energy of the show is the pace it's going at. No, because
But I don't
Frieren,
necessarily mean
you could
pace.
argue that Frieren doesn't have good pace, doesn't have good energy.
I would see, but that's because I think what we classify as energy is two different things.
Well,
Um,
do you consider Frieren an energetic punch?
no, but I wouldn't say it has bad energy. Like I
No,
wouldn't
I'm
even.
not saying it has bad energy. That's not what I meant. I might have said that,
You
but
did
that's not
say
what I
that,
meant.
yeah. That's exactly what you
I
said.
meant more so not the energy that you were saying.
No, so you
What do you mean by
equate.
energy, in
That's
other
what I'm
words?
saying. You equate energy to pacing. I
Yeah.
equate energy to like the feel of a show. Like, are you happy during the show? How do you feel about characters? Like, that's the energy it gives
To
off that you're
emotions?
feeding off of. Yeah, emotion, I guess, would be the
Yeah,
easiest
but
way to.
could any emotion be energetic? or is it specific emotions that you're talking about?
I'm literally talking about emotion is energy
Any
to me.
emotions.
Any
Okay.
emotion is energy. So
Okay.
it's not like more energy or more
Yeah.
emotion, heavy emotion is more energetic. It's not that. It's
Right.
all just energy.
You're saying just any emotion can inject energy into the show.
Will give off a different kind of energy. So that's the way I see
Well, what
energy.
kinds of energy do you?
No, it's just like
I thought you
God,
meant blanket
it's
energy. I
it's
didn't know you had different types.
it's not it's see this is it's really hard to explain what I'm saying here. Um I guess the better way to try and explain the feel of a show is probably the way you would see it. Like,
Mhm.
is it like a dark feeling to the show? Is it like a happy-go-lucky feeling to the show? Like,
So, like a
that's what I
Doctor
see as
Stone versus
energy.
a Paradise, two different energies.
Correct. Yes, now you're starting to get the way I see energy.
But would you consider both of those shows energy? Because you're saying like the same energy to Vigilantes as that show, and so you're saying the same mood, the same emotions to each of those shows are the same.
The way you feel watching the show
Right.
is the same.
Is the same. Right.
Correct.
Okay. Now I got it.
Now you're starting to
I
get what
got
I
it.
mean. That's what I'm saying
Yep.
is like we see energy as two
Yep.
very different things.
Okay. No,
So
I so yeah, so like if you watch Kaiju, you get the same feel as AOT,
AOT,
the same
correct.
energy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, now you're
Yep.
catching on. Now we got you.
Yep.
Yep, just had to translate the comedy Hashira into Blackie Chan. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all we had to do
Yeah.
there.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
energy can be interpreted differently.
it can. It
So,
definitely can. There's a whole bunch of fucking however you see things or view things that can be
and that
changed.
was what was that show compared to Vigilantes again? What was it called?
It was fucking my secret life as an assassin or something along those lines. I
Okay.
can't think. It's one of those long ass titles. It's only
Yeah.
got one
Hey,
season, but
anime, can we stop with the
yeah,
long
fucking
titles?
shit, dude.
Jesus Christ.
Also, fans, when you start getting into those long titles, take a break. You're watching too many fucking animes.
My Little Sex Dungeon on the River in the Elf Kingdom. That's an
Yeah.
actual
fucking
anime name.
fucking
Like,
A. Fucking A. It sounded like one.
what the fuck? That's the crazy
The
part.
super secret dungeon only I can get in and no one else is allowed to enter except for me. Please enter it in today. Like,
It's like, what? What
dude,
is that about?
fucking all right, yeah. When you guys are getting into those animes, that's when it's like, all right, maybe I watch too many
You
animes.
put your hand on his
Yeah.
shoulder. Hey man, you need to talk to somebody.
Are you okay? But that's the one I would say like feel why energy why I get the same energy from both of them where it's not
Mhm,
necessarily the same, but it's like the vibe is kind of like how it's like Aizen is a different kind of bad guy than All for One,
mhm.
but their energy is the same to me.
The
The
feel
feel of the
when you
character
watch them is the
is the
same.
same, right?
Therefore, the energy that they give off is the
Exactly.
same. Whew,
Exactly.
I'm glad I clarified what energy meant because I would not have thought you
Nope.
meant feel.
Nope. Not at all. Not
Yeah.
at all. It did take us a minute, but we got there.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
got there. But like there's a lot of animes. There's so many animes out there with so many different characters and so
Well,
many different.
I guess since I brought up pace in general, I think the pace of Vigilantes so far, 1 through 6, is phenomenal.
Oh, it's really good.
It's phenomenal
They're fucking
pace.
moving, dude. They're
Yeah.
fucking moving through. I'm waiting for them to
But
do the
also
My Hero
filling.
thing.
They're also filling enough too,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
it's not just like move, move, move like Windbreaker, where you don't get any backstory to anybody. You just get hands. You know what I
Ah, I
mean?
fucking love that shit though too.
It's still great.
I
It's still
fucking love
amazing.
that.
But I'm saying
But
it's a
no,
different
it's not.
pace.
It is a different pace than Windbreaker and some other show. But I will say this is one, and we've talked about this where we were like, hey, maybe we should talk about this more. I do think the pacing for Vigilantes right now through the first 6 is perfect.
Perfect
Perfect.
for the show,
Yep. Like
for
at
the
the end of every
characters.
episode, I'm like, that was the right
That's
amount.
enough.
Yep. That was the right amount. It wasn't too little. It wasn't too much. It was the exact amount I wanted. And I am
Right.
happy about that. Now, I know that Vigilantes did come out later than My Hero. That I know for
Mhm,
sure.
mhm.
So with that being said, I wonder if like when they're starting like the authors are starting subcategories like that and they start breaking off, I wonder if they like see those flaws and try and fix them. You know what I mean?
See what flaws?
Like how they're like, hey, you know what? My Hero Academia, I loved creating it, but it was a little
Uh,
slow.
oh, okay.
Maybe when I start this one,
Like
I'll make it move a
how
little
much,
quicker. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like I
like,
wonder,
do they
and
weigh
that's why
the
I wish, man,
community's
I can't wait
critiques?
till we get bigger and we can actually get some of those
Talk to
people
these
on and talk
motherfuckers.
to them
Yeah,
because I
yeah,
fucking can't wait to pick one of their fucking brains.
yeah.
You know
I
what I
think
mean?
and it would be questions you don't usually hear asked to them. You
Yeah,
know, when do you ever hear about the writing process? For the most part, I'm always very curious about
right,
how they can conjure their imaginations into
right.
such a concentrated
Thought,
form of writing.
yeah, no, yeah, that's actually a really good fucking question. But to kind of wrap a bow on this thing and kind of land this plane, what do you think the next 6 episodes gonna cover?
I have no fucking clue because I mean, obviously they're gonna still hunt down the trigger
Right.
girl. So I mean, I'm assuming ultimately they're gonna hunt her
Do
down.
you
But
think they're gonna figure out she's the villain? They,
yeah,
I mean, they're kind of already on the track. They're like, "Yo, where's
right.
the
They're
bitch with the
like
B
this
quirk?"
cuz yeah.
Yeah, fucking Knuckle Duster's a sharp, dumb
Knuckle
motherfucker. That's a sharp, dumb
Knuckle
motherfucker.
Duster, his fighting tactics, fucking
Oh,
on
shout
point.
out, by the way. I actually wrote this down. I'm actually happy. We started talking about Knuckle
Right
Duster
before we
immediately. Before we end this up, my favorite scene is one of the most well written scenes I have seen in all of anime, to be honest with you. And it's when Knuckle Duster's fighting Stain in that episode 6. And they talk about he's like, hey, here's that fucking rope. Here's the line. Don't step over this line, motherfucker. And he's like, all right, he's that's his range. I can't step into his range. And Stain backs off. And then he's like, you know what? Fuck that. No. If I want to be about this life, I gotta be the one that steps over the line. A real hero steps over the line, and he goes at him, and then fucking Knuckle Duster takes
steps on
one
the
step
line
over the line
or
and
over the line.
fucking drops him in one punch. That scene, I cannot stress how phenomenal every
Uh,
aspect of that scene
mental
was.
warfare.
Everything about it, the action in that scene, the fucking message
Him
it was
going toe to
sending,
toe.
just every little thing about that scene was done so perfectly.
Him evading
Right,
the
it gave
slashes,
me
like
fucking chills.
he's a fucking problem.
It gave me fucking chills. Like everything about that scene was so
Knuckle
perfect.
Duster is a fucking problem. And I don't know why there
That's a
aren't
dude.
posters up
He's a
going,
dude.
this dude is a fucking issue.
Yep. Yep, I put him right up there with fucking Levi. I put him up there with
Yeah.
fucking who's the nigga with the knives and fucking the two swords and fucking Kaiju number 8.
Oh
Hoshino.
shit. So, Hoshino.
Hoshino.
Yeah.
Yeah. That motherfucker. I put him up there with that motherfucker. Like
Yeah.
he's a fucking problem.
Yeah.
Kimpachi, like all them niggas that I fuck with that are dudes. He's a certified dude. He's a certified
Problem.
dude.
No, that's a good. I'm glad you brought that up because we would have definitely missed it.
Yeah, and I would have
Landing the
hated
plane.
myself for missing that because I really like I got chills during that scene. It was so well done.
Yeah, I mean, and everything he says, like the writer does a fucking phenomenal job of writing every word that comes out of Knuckle Duster's mouth.
Yeah.
It's almost like you wait for him to talk, and when you hear him, you got to listen because
Yeah.
he's either about to drop some knowledge, some funny shit, or
Yeah,
like
everything
there's
he says
always
has an
substance,
impact. Yeah.
always substance.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
Phenomenal,
But yeah.
phenomenal.
But yeah, I honestly normally by now I've at least looked up how many episodes are going to be in this season. I haven't looked that
Mm,
up and I was actually right now as I was thinking about it, I was like, fuck, I wish I did so I kind of guess a timeline for what will happen next.
mhm.
But with that being said, I do think in the next 6 episodes, I do think they are going to figure out it's that bitch. And
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to.
I do think we're gonna get an all for one appearance. I do think we're gonna get an all for one cameo in the next 6 episodes. I think we got to.
That's a good guess.
I do
I
think
didn't think
we
of that.
I think he's gonna at some
We've
point they're
seen All
just gonna
Might.
show him. I don't think he's
Do you
gonna
think it's
do
gonna be with All Might?
no. I don't think it's gonna
How
mean
dope
like
would that be though?
that
Like
would
a
be
quick
fucking wild.
fucking
That'd be
sparring
fucking
match?
wild. That'd be
They
fucking
have to.
wild. Eventually. Eventually they have to.
Prime All Might?
Eventually they have to.
You
but
can't show me Prime All Might and
not have a fucking
show
legendary
like a
fight in there.
quick,
Yeah.
just a quick little fucking
Yeah.
legendary
But
fight.
I honestly think it's literally just going to be them showing his face, like talking to the girl or something, just to confirm what we already know. I don't think it's going to be a big moment or anything. I think it's just going to be like, hey, it is that nigga. I think that's how the like fucking, what am I thinking? I can't even think of the word right
The
now.
flow of the show is
But
gonna
I
go.
think that's like how they're going to frame him in
Oh, okay.
the next 6 episodes. Just going to be a quick boom. Like, all right, yeah, you guys think it's all for one. It is all for one. So, all right, cool. All right. You know,
Fair.
but
Yeah. But we appreciate you guys.
we appreciate every single fucking one of you.
Yes, sir.
Blackie Chan, you shut the fuck up. This is my part. All
Wow,
right.
that's
Please
crazy.
make sure you like,
I'm only the intro
subscribe,
guy.
comment. Please make sure you comment. That is where you hop in. Thank you. Jesus
Yeah, you
Christ.
said it so fast this time.
Yeah, well, you got it all. You got us all fucked
Yeah,
up.
but you tried to
Jesus
say it
Christ, I
real
can't
quick.
talk. I cannot talk. I am all over the place. This is a real problem, guys.
We need to land the plane, man.
Fucking land the goddamn
Land the plane.
guys.
No, we appreciate you guys.
This has gone from great to really bad real fast. Right? Like,
yeah.
Like, this was a really fun episode to talk about. It was a really good episode. Good Lord, has it gone downhill in the last 2 minutes? That is a steep fall off, my friends.
Yeah, it is. It is. We're not very great at it yet.
Remember, a real friend tells a friend, guys. You guys have been commenting on a lot of the videos. You've been watching a lot of shorts. We fucking appreciate it. We really, genuinely, we really, really appreciate it. Yes. Make sure you go steal your friend's phone. Make sure you subscribe to our channel.
We love it.
Yep. All right, guys. Comedy Hashira.
Blackie Chan.
We out.
We out.